teenager who had gone missing in the Australian outback for 3 days has been found alive and well. 18-year-old Sam Woodhead disappeared from a cattle ranch after going for a jog on Tuesday. Other than his sunburn, he was safe and well. His father told Sky News how he felt when he got the good news.
It's fantastic news for everybody, really. We're absolutely delighted and very relieved. He loves being outdoors. He's been working, I think. He's a fitness, sporty sort of guy, and I think he's found the lonely sort of evenings and isolated area quite a challenge. So I could easily imagine, although I haven't been able to speak to him for very long, that he wanted to go out and do something a bit different, a bit exercising, and he may well have got lost and disorientated, and I think he's then made some good decisions which have enabled him to be found fit and well.
Well, some very welcome news for Sam's family and for everyone that's been following the story. One of which is David Sinfield, a survival expert. He joins us now from West Sussex. David, thanks for joining us here on Bolton & Co. Sam has been missing since Tuesday in one of the world's most hostile environments. What will he have had to deal with while he was out there?
His two main issues would have been dehydration and the local animals, the fauna. Just about everything out there, I think, wants to eat you. In 3 days, he wouldn't have come across any problems with food, but exposure can make permanent alterations to you in 3 hours. We have a rule of threes: exposure 3 hours, water 3 days, and food 3 weeks. That's a general guide. It varies with where you are.
Well, we're told Sam was sunburnt but was hydrated. It's important to manage what water you may have if you're in a situation like that. How do you do that effectively if you've got very little?
We tend not to ration. You become unrational when you get dehydrated, so we tend to take our water when we need it, and that's when you're making decisions, which is at the beginning of your adventure. So we tend not to ration. This drink a half, save a half really doesn't work. You become irrational, you forget to drink, and you can very, very soon be very confused.
That's interesting, because most people would obviously think the opposite, but you're saying that's the case, not to ration. And could that have been why Sam was found just 3 miles away from that cattle ranch? Will he have been disorientated?
Very, very possibly. It's very easy to get turned around. If you're not using a map and compass, it's very easy. If you can't see a horizon and you can't see a landmark, I've done it myself, it's very easy to lose your handrails, your routes back to where you came from.
How long can a person survive in the Australian outback unprepared?
Unprepared, without water, without means of purifying water. This guy was really on the edge, and I understand he's been suffering temperatures of about 37 degrees in the day. He was on the edge of survival.
A very lucky young man, and he wanted to go into the army, so presumably he was, mentally prepared for something like this. Perhaps Bear Grylls was his hero as well. And in terms of a mental checklist that you should carry with you of things to do if you find yourself in that situation, what would your advice be?
We usually use an acronym called STOP, which is stop, think, orient, and proceed. Now, if you can't get past orient, if you don't know where you're going, very often it's best to stay where you are. There will be a search party out. If you know that you're expected somewhere and you're not there, there will be a search party out. And if you stop, you won't be going away from your last known position. The further you go from your last known position, the wider the search area becomes.
David Sinfield, survival expert. Very interesting to talk to you. Valuable advice there. Thank you. Now, this is bringing some breaking news.